You know it works by doing this?
Check 1, 2. I don't really know if it works until I listen to it later.
Exactly.
It could be nothing.
It's just pretend. This is pretend reporting.
It's fake news, is that you're telling me? Does a 5:30 kickoff kind of feel bigger than a 7:30 kickoff to you? I mean,
I don't know if it feels bigger, but I think everybody likes it better.
Yeah.
And so, we're excited to play it. Sun should be out. It should be a great day.
You played quarterback back in the day, right?
Well, I played back when I don't know if you really. It's not really the same position it is today. But what's your question?
Did you ever have to deal with a 6'9" defensive end the way Jake will see on Saturday night?
That's a problem.
Yeah.
And they've always had tall defensive ends over the course of the years that I've been coaching, and they've always been a problem. I don't know if they've been 6'9", but they've been tall, and it's hard to find passing lanes sometimes. So that'll be something we've been paying attention to.
How about a 340-pound nose tackle?
Yeah, you like them that big. Just the space eaters in there and make it hard to move it. I mean, I think that's one of the, it's two of the reasons they're playing really good defense.
When a guy makes 20 tackles in his National Player of the Week defense, the guy in front of him doesn't get noticed much, but how well is Greg Gaines playing?
Yeah, he's played at a high level for our 4 games, doing everything we're asking him to do. Talk about guys eating up blocks, so Ben Burr, Travis, those guys can make a lot of tackles, but he's also getting a lot of tackles himself. But talk about a guy that does the dirty work. He's been doing a nice job.
How much has Ben grown in just the time that you've seen him here at Washington?
Yeah, I mean
physically, by the way.
Yeah, I'd like to say a ton, but like I've been saying, I mean, there's some guys fly under the radar in your guys' opinion, and he's never been that to us. I mean, we've always thought he's been a really, really good player. I remember watching him play at Arizona State a couple of years ago. When he was out on the field for just even a handful of plays, and he makes plays. He's hard to block, he's slippery, he's smart. He's just all the things you look for, and now it's starting to come to the, cream rises to the top.
Chris, how does your base defense with the safety kind of help with this fly sweep offense that you guys are going to see on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, the safeties are going to have to be involved. I think anytime you're stretching the field, sideline to sideline, those safeties are going to have to show up and make plays. I think protecting the edges are really important. And, worked hard on it. It'll be a big challenge.
Coach, what's your assessment of the pass rush through 4 games so far?
We're always trying to get more pressure, but I think it's been good. I think Coach Lake and company do a good job of mixing 3 guys and 6 guys and keeping guys off balance, and it's always a chess match. And we're always paying attention to that. You can never have enough pressure on the QB.
Spoke to Azim Victor yesterday over at the Seahawks. When a guy goes through what he went through and then finds his kind of path and hooks up with a local NFL team, how personally gratifying is that for you to see? Yeah,
I mean, obviously we're partial to the Seahawks, so anytime that any of our guys end up there, we're really, really excited. But it's just awesome for those guys to get in the NFL, and we all know it's a short window. I mean, it just really is. And so as long as they can be there and play that card and trace their dreams and passion, I mean, that's part of what we want them to do. And so when it's right here in our backyard, we like that even more.
How much do you sell that in recruiting, taking that next step in a position, especially like the secondary, for example?
Not especially secondary, especially everybody. We've had a lot of NFL players, and we sell it a lot. I mean, we're not selling something that's not true. Just look at the track record of what our coaches have done. They recruit guys that fit us, and they develop their talent. And, if you're one of those guys that can stay relatively healthy and be in on this hard process for a handful of years, you're probably going to have a chance to go to the NFL.
Chris, I think people are really curious on how those conversations go with you and the various head coaches in the NFL or scouts, and when they're asking you pointed questions about your guys and how they might translate to the next level. How do some of those talks go?
Well, those guys always ask us all the intangible stuff. Those guys are the experts. They watch more tape than we watch. And we watch a lot of tape. So they're not really asking us what type of player we think he is. It's like, how's he going to handle the NFL? How's he going to handle money? How's he going to handle freedom? They have more freedom, now. I mean, we're on these guys pretty good. In the NFL, it's a different structure. I mean, those guys, you don't take care of business, you're out. And so those are the type of questions that they'll ask us. And, we always say if a guy can do our program the right way, I mean, it's going to translate really well to the NFL.
Peyton Henry has been pretty consistent in the first 4 games. How more comfortable are you with the overall kicking game than you were this time last year?
Well, now that you jinx the whole situation,
Sorry
because I
about
am
that.
a little bit superstitious. I mean, he's been solid. He's been working hard, and we take it one game at a time. But we're pleased with how all those guys have been working. They work.
Is his leg getting stronger too? He's getting it in the end zone, certain directional kicks.
Yeah, I think he's always had a really strong leg. I don't know if it's getting stronger. It's just a matter of that rhythm. When he can stay in that sweet spot, that groove. When they try to kick hard, it doesn't go as far. It's whether it's like lifting weight, power cleaning or golf. When you try too hard, there's so much technique involved. Sometimes those guys try too hard, whether you're the punter or the kicker. They're just trying to stay in that sweet spot.
You ever have a 25-year-old quarterback on your roster?
Have not, but I've known this 25-year-old
I know.
quarterback for a long time. And he's a good player and a great person. And, this is a really mature team that's going to come in here and they're not going to flinch at this environment. They've been to Madison, Wisconsin, and, this is awesome. And that's why I'm excited for our crowd to be here, because they might not flinch, but it does make a difference. That noise all game long, and we need them.
What is Squally Canada? I've never heard of a guy named Squally,
Yeah.
first of all. But number two, what does he kind of bring to this game on Saturday?
Yeah, he fits their offense to a T. He's a tough, patient runner. He just kind of bounces around and finds creases, and that's kind of how he gets some of his big runs sometimes, is he'll slam in there and he doesn't go down, and then everybody thinks he's down, he bounces out. He's got a handful of those type of runs, but he fits their offense, what they're doing, to a T.
And you talked about this a little bit Monday, but how big of a step do you think did your offensive line take in that game last Saturday against ASU?
They played well last Saturday. They did. That's the beauty of this. Sometimes there's some translation and correlation to the next week, and sometimes not. The style is much, much different. But we're optimistic, and we expect to build on that.
What were your thoughts when you first heard that BYU won out Wisconsin? When you first heard that?
I think you're surprised to go into Madison, Wisconsin, to a top team in the country. But then you put the tape on, and you're not surprised. I mean, that's what you're always curious as a coach. It's like, how did that happen? Was there, a bunch of turnovers or what? This BYU played really good. They played better than Wisconsin did, and they earned that victory, that hard-fought victory on the road. And that's why I know they're not flinching coming into here. So we got a big challenge.
What's the best thing that Tanner Mangum does as a quarterback, do you think?
Well, it's always hard to know from the outside, because they do a lot of stuff internally with their offense, with all the people that are moving, and that is confusing, not only to defenses, but to the offense as well. So he's got to really direct traffic, and then, everybody talks about this run game. When you put on the Cal game, every other play was a pass to start with. I mean, the guy can throw it. I know that. We tried to recruit him very hard back in the day, and so he's a good player that's mature and experienced, and so they're not going to come in here and it's just run it every play and throw it every fifth, sixth. They want to establish the run like a lot of good offenses do, and he can throw it.
How do you think your receivers have progressed so far?
Yeah, I think they've done a nice job, and they've done what we expected them to do. And I think this will be another interesting challenge for those guys, because BYU doesn't give you wide open guys. They know their system inside and out, and you're gonna have to go up and make plays, because there's gonna be somebody there. You're not gonna shake somebody. Nobody's gonna blow a coverage because of all these blitzes and somebody made a mental error. It's not how they play.
There's been plenty of national news with all the transfers this week, last week. Is there anything surprising to you with this new redshirt rule and how it's broken down?
Yeah, I haven't really paid too much attention to it, just because it doesn't have anything to do with us. We'll analyze all that stuff and see how it goes.
I saw your tweet about the first day of fall classes. Any noticeable change in the guys in practice?
Well, they were anxious to get off the field. Usually they're lounging and taking their time, and I just think it's better. It's time to be in class, time to break up their day, and get on to one of the main reasons that they are here, which is to get educated.
Is the first week of school tough, kind of just mixing everything together for the first time this year?
Yeah, it's an adjustment. It started in the middle of a week, so that's okay. So we stayed on our schedule on Tuesday, but they didn't have to fly out of here, although we acted like they did. We get a couple days, and we'll get into that routine. The big thing with all college kids is going to be the sleep thing. Mm-hmm. It just is. So now they got a lot on their plates, and they got to get to sleep.
Did you enjoy school as a student?
Couldn't stand it.
Why?
Couldn't stand it. It's painful. I didn't like it. I was a psychology major because I hated that least of all. That's the only reason I was. And you laugh. I can relate to our guys. Like, this helps me with our guys. Like, I was one of those guys, you know, that I had no passion for it. And then you end up getting a master's degree. And then if I could do it over again, I would have gone back and got a PhD, and I would have been, but you just don't know what you're going to end up doing. And that's part of the problem. So in terms of how we coach our guys, and, you know, it's like, I've been you. Like, if you're one of those rare guys that is so excited to get in class every day and I'm engaged in this class, my hat's off to you.
Yeah.
Most aren't.
Yeah.
And so that's part of this. You got to do things in life that are tough and you don't like, and you have to have discipline. At the end of the day, it's going to come back to you, and it's going to be payday one day. But that's a hard lesson to, you know, to get right now. But that's one of the things to teach.
I know you've talked in the past about how you kind of pride yourself on being able to talk to them about things off the field and current events and that kind of stuff. With school starting and all the stuff that's going on, like in DC this week and all that, do you talk to them more during the season on that stuff?
I will. We talk as much as we can. And I almost brought it up this morning before we went to the field, but I'll probably bring it up tomorrow night when I have a chance to talk to them again. I just think it's important. It's what's going on in life and in real life. And, you know, I mean, we learn from others and be able to connect dots down the road. And, if, you know, sometimes even though the social media is everywhere, we live in a bubble here and we don't pay attention to what's going on. And that's, you know, that's an opportunity missed to help us grow.
You talking about the Kavanaugh thing specifically, or just current affairs in general?
Well,
yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
Got it. Okay. Thanks.
Okay.